Tell me what the deal is. I don't need to say too much, you know that I'm the realest. Chilling by the bar, but she getting in the feeling, saying I don't really wanna be alone anymore, so I asked.
Ooh, bro, you're looking huge. What you saying? You on the shakes thing, yeah? Nah, man, I've just been eating clean. You know me. I've been training for time. Oh yeah, of course. Oh, I know. You're on that good stuff, innit? There. Nah, come on, man. We're all natural around here. Here, take some notes. If you say so. If you guys didn't know already, building muscle is extremely hard. I'm gonna show you how I went from this to this. It doesn't happen overnight, and I think a lot of people have expectations that are just not reasonable. You can't just do it overnight. I mean, look how long it's been for me, and I haven't really come that far. As you can see, the round head was present, the chubbiness was fully kicked in, and puberty was nowhere to be seen. I think mainly at this point, I was just saying to myself, I always did want to go to the gym, and I was saying to myself, I can't wait until I'm 16. I'm going to go to the gym, and as soon as I start, I'm going to smash it out. I don't want to be fat, etc., etc. So I was still conscious of the fact that I was still chubby, but I was like, you know what? When I'm old enough, I'll do it. So fast forwarding. Ding! Now, what can I really say here? You can tell that by this point, I've become a little bit more conscious. I realized I was overweight. I wanted to trim down a little bit. I wasn't shredded by any means. I was doing okay. You can see a tiny little bit of six pack. It's like, imagine somebody literally just started lifting, and that was literally the case. That was probably about year 8 or year 9 where I just started working out and I really got my passion for it flying. I mean, genetics, I wasn't skinny by any means. I kind of had a little bit on my arms. It wasn't too bad. Coming to think about it, I got really long arms. Well, it looks like I do there. Okay, now, so we're going to fast forward to early days in college. Now, at this point, I started to build some muscle. You can tell that my arms are starting to form a little bit. We were training properly, don't get me wrong. Like, we were definitely training properly. We were going at least 5-6 times a week, really going at it. But where did I fall down? My diet. So my diet was absolutely trash. Anytime I wanted to lose weight, I had no idea about calorie deficits, this and that. I just thought, you know what? If I eat nothing, I'm going to lose weight. But I didn't understand that when you do that, you inhibit yourself from building muscle and you're just running your body into the ground. So crash dieting was definitely a big part of my younger life because I just didn't have the information, and YouTube and things like that weren't really popping at the time. So I didn't really have anywhere to go to be like, oh, you need to cut your calorie intake by 500 calories and da-da-da and cardio. I just thought, you know what, if I stop eating, I'll be fine. But yeah, you can see a little bit of tricep popping, and I was doing well at this point. I was still quite young as well. Right, so fast forwarding, I'm not sure whether it's because of the vest, it might make me look a little bit bigger. But yeah, you can see my shoulders starting to come through at this point. This is maybe like another, I'd say about a year later. It was coming to about year 10 times. Still not sure how old that is. You can see my arms starting to shape up nicely with my shoulders. At this point, my body fat wasn't too much, and I was starting to get better at eating, but not great, to be honest. My diet wasn't there, and that's why I feel like the main majority of the time that I spent working out, a lot of it was wasted. As you can see, there's some really heavy weights next to my feet. That's what we were on. I've been strong since a child, I can't lie. Now for the shocker. From this time, we're going to do quite a big jump. We're going to go straight to uni. What possessed me to get like this, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I love food. I love it. And that's what happened. I just completely got sidetracked. I lost passion. I lost touch with what I was doing. I moved away a bit. And yeah, things got really out of hand. I was eating Pizza Hut every day, cookie dough. I was smashing everything. And to be honest with you, when I look at that, I knew something had to change. So it was at this point that I decided to get a coach. I decided to go with a guy called Jace. He had coached a lot of people that I knew as well. And I looked at his page, saw a bunch of transformations. And that was one of the best things I've ever decided to do, in all honesty. So you can see here, like, I've started to cut down a little bit. I was nowhere absolutely near as fat as I was in the picture before. So I started to come down a little bit. Things were starting to trim down. You can tell I still had size because I was still working out, but my diet just absolutely disappeared. So I feel like at this time I was doing a ridiculously dirty bulk. And if you are thinking about bulking, I wouldn't advise it. You can build muscle in a calorie deficit as long as your protein's high enough. There's no need to get fat just to lose all the weight again. It just makes it much more difficult, and you risk the chance of just getting addicted to the food. You can see in this video that my body has improved drastically. I've lost a lot of the fat. You can see the vascularity in my arms. My traps are starting to pop a little bit, my shoulders as well. So this was a combination of working out 6 days a week with 6 days of cardio, about 45 minutes a time. And to be honest with you, that was pretty much from the beginning. I feel like cardio is an amazing tool to utilize to lose a lot of your fat. So what I'm going to show you next is one of my biggest PRs, which was 4 plates on the bench. This was at the time where I'd lost pretty much most of my weight, to be fair with you, and I was feeling my best. I was feeling really strong. I was on creatine, protein shakes sometimes if I needed to, if I really needed to, but like I've said in other videos, I do prefer to just eat food. It's a lot easier and it fills you up a whole lot more. This set absolutely killed me. It was so heavy, it's ridiculous. You can see, guys, at some point my form breaks a tiny little bit, and if I had the volume on still, you'd hear me screaming at the spot, don't touch it, because I wanted to get it so badly. I literally needed it, and after that I was so happy for literally days. And then fast forwarding, this is kind of like my final result right here. As you can see, my obliques has come through, my abs are shining through. I've got way more shoulder definition than before, but that's obviously partially due to the fact that I've lost a lot of weight as well. I did work on my legs quite a lot, but for me, legs is definitely a weak point. And since lockdown, I'd say I've definitely started putting a lot more work into it. But right now, so if I show you guys the before and the after right next to each other, it's a huge difference, and I can't explain to you the difference in how I felt as a person. I felt like a completely different guy, as you can imagine. Leave a like down below if you think the transformation was good. So if somebody asked me, what are the main tips and tricks that you would say that you used over the 8 years of time that you were working out to utilize your muscle the best and just grow as much as possible? I'd say 3 things: protein, cardio, water. I love drinking water, and I drink about 3 to 4.5 liters a day. That makes sure that not only my body is replenished, but also I'm quite full as well. Because when I'm starving all the time, I'm a really hungry person by nature. And if my stomach's full, then that kind of reserves the temptation. I can only eat so much. I'm only human. So if my stomach's full of a lot of water, drink that right before your meal and you'll be a whole lot more full. Also on top of that, as a 4th thing, I want to mention discipline, and that's something that I learned from having a coach. Being accountable for your actions is so difficult, and that's why this time around when I'm doing my series, I'm using you guys as my accountability, because I'm going to be recording it and showing you every week. Find a form of accountability, whether it be a friend, a family member, a journal, videos, pictures, but find some form of accountability and stick to it, because I knew that I felt bad, or I would feel bad, if I spent money on a coach and then I come to my check-ins and I've been eating shit all week and I haven't followed the diet plan. What's the point in that? But yeah, like I said, keep your protein really high. Muscle can't be built without protein. I can't stress that enough. Protein and water, the 2 key things. I love them both. If I could go back in time and I could tell my previous self one piece of advice, it would be this: don't crash diet. It is not good. The longer it takes you to lose weight, the better, and I can't stress that enough. It gives the body enough time for your metabolism to adapt, and also it doesn't just send you off the rails and give you a negative connotation to food, because you don't want to develop any unhealthy eating habits. You want to be able to eat good things when you can, and there's a time and a place, but that all comes down to the discipline of it. Just looking at them pictures was actually so crazy. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. Leave a like down below. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see the rest of my cutting series. I'm definitely going to look better than my final progress picture for sure. I'm going to take it onwards and upwards. Last time I got to about 86 kg. I'm going to go for about 84 now, see if I can push the boundaries, up the cardio, and just look crazy, really. But yeah, guys, tune in for the next video. Leave some comments down below as to any videos you want to see me do. I've got tons of videos to come. No chance I'm going to stop. And yeah, in a bit, guys.
Hey, hey.